When we think of nature, most of us imagine lush landscapes, untamed forests, and wild mythical beasts. For most of us, the majority of these images come not from our own experiences, but from media portrayals of the environment. Nature on film has usually been depicted as a beautiful and spiritual force completely unknowable to humanity, with filmmakers such as Hayao Miyazaki often portraying ecology in opposition to industrial and capitalist society. Interestingly, such themes on nature's juxtaposition to humanity seem to crop up more than usual in stories about societal outcasts, and even more so in queer cinema. This video aims to examine two such examples, being Brokeback Mountain and Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and discuss what these films could tell us about the relationship between nature and queer filmmaking. Ang Lee's Brokeback Mountain tells the story of Ennis and Jack, two ranchers hired to herd cattle on the titular Brokeback Mountain in 1963. During their time alone on the mountain, the two slowly develop a secret romantic relationship, one that both men know must end as soon as the summer ends and they return to their normal lives. Once the two part ways, they attempt to bury themselves in heterosexual lives as a means to forget their love for each other. After both having married wives neither of them truly love, Ennis and Jack's only true source of escape or happiness comes from brief vacations to Brokeback Mountain, in which they can be with each other freely again. In the film, Brokeback Mountain itself acts as a kind of sanctuary away from the prying eyes of society, a place for the gay men to be truly themselves, as they know that if they try to bring the relationship to the outside world, they will be met with only violence. Similarly, Céline Sciamma's Portrait of a Lady on Fire tells the story of Marianne, a French painter hired to paint the wedding portrait of Héloïse, a gypsy woman in 18th century Brittany. On an isolated island that they have almost entirely to themselves, the two fall deeply in love, beginning a sapphic relationship that they know is doomed to end when Héloïse leaves the island to marry a man she's never met. Sciamma frames the protagonist against the breathing shoreline and isolated coves of the island, with the women seemingly being embraced by nature's touch in every frame, and the waves being a literal barrier separating them from the rest of society, allowing them to be fully themselves. The island, much like Brokeback Mountain, offers Marianne and Héloïse isolation in which they don't need to be hidden or repress their queerness or their love for each other. Both films use landscape as a kind of refuge from a homophobic society. While the rest of humanity may be hateful and scorn queer individuals for who they are, nature doesn't care who you love. It will hold you in its embrace all the same. Additionally, depicting same-sex intimacy in the natural world challenges the idea that same-sex attraction is an unnatural or even modern concept. The archives show us that homosexual and genderqueer individuals have existed in all cultures since the very beginnings of humanity, and nature itself is rife with queerness. Many scholars believe that homophobia was curated in many societies in order to uphold patriarchal systems. In her essay, Exploring Queerness and Freedom through Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Emma Genovese posits that homosexuality is seen by society as a threat to the established patriarchal order because a successful romantic relationship between two men or two women is proof that a male-centered dynamic is not necessary. And so by positing queer bodies in conversation with the natural world, directors like Sciamma and Lee reject the claim that homosexuality is unnatural and help to proclaim narratives on the naturalness of being queer. In summary, both Portrait of a Lady on Fire and Brokeback Mountain play on cinema's established language of nature versus humanity to discuss what nature means to those who have been rejected by the rest of society. By framing two queer couples in isolated natural landscapes, Lee and Sciamma not only denounce old narratives that queerness is unnatural, they also show us a new one, a story of those deemed unlovable finding peace not only in each other, but a Mother Nature who welcomes them with open arms.